Gentlemen, here is a preview of the app we've built for ChampCamp, and it's taken a little longer to put this one together than I had hoped. After it took us a while to get the graphics after the holidays, it kind of got bumped out of the queue, which is unfortunate, but now we've got it built and I want to take you through it. Of course, this is just a starting point. We can now talk about things that you may want to add, but let me know if we're on the right track after we've seen this video. So I'm starting up the app here, and first thing we see is a home page which takes your logo and puts a nice dark blue starburst behind it, and then all the various tabs fill in here. So this is what your standard home page looks like, and these are your first 4 tabs, and if you click them more you'll get a whole bunch more. So let's just go through these one at a time. Your field locations, all the fields you use, these were taken directly from your website, and the address is plugged in, and then what happens is the app will pick up the location from the person's phone, and then they can get turn-by-turn directions from where they happen to be. That function isn't working in this particular preview screen, but on a cell phone that would work. Also, we can call you. Again, it would work on a phone. It doesn't work on here. Direct tap to call type setup. We can go into your website from here. There's your website, and they can email you directly from this tab. So there's your first directions tab. Delete the draft. Here we go. That's what we need to do. So there's your first tab, and there's one for every one of the locations that you use. Tell the team. This is a feature that we bring in that sort of allows the tab to go viral. People can share it by email or by Facebook or by Twitter or by text. So essentially someone, let's say the coach or the team manager, gets the app, and then they want to make sure every player on their team has it. They can send a direct email to everybody on the team just by cutting and pasting, and this will pull in addresses from your phone. So if you just type in the first couple of letters of someone's name, it'll fill in and populate that with everybody's information. So that's easily done, and it's a good way to let the app get into as many hands as possible as quickly as possible. Delete that draft and come out of there. Announcements. This is your push notifications. I don't have anything in here at the moment, and I'll send you a separate video that sort of shows how these were made. But basically someone who manages the app, that would be one of you or one of your staff, can go in and make any number of announcements up to 225 characters. So it's a little bit like a Twitter type thing, a little more than Twitter, but you can say, look, games delayed due to weather. I noticed last year in your schedule you had some games cancelled because of lightning, so you can either sort of make that announcement, or if games have to be moved, you can make those announcements via the app to everybody who has the app on their phone. Go into more tabs and you see the schedule. Now the schedule here is I actually used last year just to sort of give us something to put in, and there's a number of different ways we can do this. GW and I did have a conversation about it, and we can continue those ongoing, but basically what I did was I went rounds 1, 2, 3 for the pool play, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the pool play, and then we went into playoffs. So we can sort of follow that logic through, and what happens is when you go onto round 1, there's a list of all the games that take place, the time and the location, home team versus away team. So fairly straightforward way of doing it. You could otherwise, if you wanted to go a different route, you could have each group and the games associated with each particular group, and of course you have some intergroup play, so you could include those in there. So there's a number of different ways to skin that particular cat, but we can talk about that as we go forward and get the thing ready for public consumption. The website is just a live link to your site, which, you know, on a phone looks perfectly fine. Some sites are mobile, optimized for mobile, and yours seems to be pretty good, although we might want to talk a little bit about how we could make it even a better mobile experience. Here's a very similar thing. It's just a direct link to your Facebook page. I guess I need to log in. I won't log in right now, but that goes straight to your Facebook page. The weather tab, obviously weather's an issue with the sport played outdoors, even in the summertime like yours. So this picks up weather from the nearest weather station and talks about current conditions, later on conditions, obviously pollen counts, weekend forecast, forecasts up to 10 days in advance, but most importantly what's going on today and later on today and tomorrow as a weather feed. Lacrosse news. This is just for someone who's kind of interested in sort of killing some time between games or what have you. They might be interested in sort of scrolling through. This is a direct feed from, I think, Lacrosse magazine, or World Lacrosse. Um, Send us a photo. This is a neat tab. This is something that people can use, and we can put a nice little background photograph on the back here. It's just a generic photograph here, but we could put a photo, and then what happens is either the participant can take a photograph using their phone, or they can choose a photo that they already have in their phone's library, and then hit send, and it goes straight to an email address that you designate. It doesn't go straight live onto your gallery, and we'll show you the gallery in a moment. It goes into a moderator's email account, just so that you don't end up with some funky photographs that you don't want public to see. But nonetheless, you know how boys can be. But nonetheless, it does go into a moderator's email address, and then it goes onto a gallery. And from that gallery, all kids can sort of submit photographs, winning teams, celebrating, trophies and what have you, all kinds of different things. There's a nice celebration photograph. These were taken directly from your website, so the kids will get a lot of fun out of that, and just a good way to sort of interact with your customers and get people participating in the app. And then more about us. This is just stuff we picked up from your website, stuff that we think people would be interested in knowing about, which is already on your site, and now we've made it available in the app. So a few words about how the tournament is set up, the format, registration and cost, and all the details about where to send checks and payments, items to bring, and FAQs. So all of that stuff is in there. Now these FAQs, by the way, these are live links to your website, or if you scroll down, they're all listed here as well. So just as they appear on your website. So that's the app as it is. Let me know if we're on the right track in terms of providing the information you're looking for, and then obviously over the course of the next couple of weeks or so, we can go back and forth in terms of how to map out for this year's schedule and some of the other things you might want to include. What I want to do now is get this submitted to Apple. Usually getting it into the Google Play Store is not that big of a deal, but Apple, there's a sort of an approval process that we have to go through. They look for things like aesthetics. I think it's a nice looking app, so that's not a problem. They look for certain features to be included. So I think I've got everything covered, and I want to just get that particular hurdle done with, so that any changes we make after approval, we don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to meet Apple's approval process. So let me know, give me some feedback, give me your ideas on what we've done so far, and give me a call if you have any questions. Thanks very much.